for his resignation amid scrutiny over lies told during his campaign and says he would do so under special circumstances.
142 people asked for me to resign. I'll resign.
Santos later clarified he would resign if the more than 142,000 people of his New York 3rd Congressional District wanted him to. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries says it's clear to him Santos is not fit to serve in Congress.
Well, the spectacle that is.
All right, Brandon, real quick, give me another talk since you played with it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Is that better?
Count to 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think so.
6.
Phillip, say something.
Yep.
right.
Sounds good to me.
All right, good.
At which their increasing has diminished. According to the latest data from 538's aggregation of polls, President Biden's approval rating has reached its highest point since October 2021 at 44.1%. Nebraska Republican Governor Jim Pawlenty announced Thursday he would appoint former Governor Pete Ricketts to the U.S. Senate following Ben Sasse's departure earlier this week. Finally, on her first day in office, Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders banned the term Latinx from official use in the state government. Latinx is a gender-neutral alternative to Hispanic and Latino. Some say it's the latest move of the anti-woke agenda GOP leaders are pursuing. I'm Alex Gonzalez for Pacifica Network and Public News Service. Find our A-Trust indicators to support transparency and accuracy at publicnewsservice.org.
Hey, how are you? Well, there are two different.
Good morning. It's KCHW 102.7. Getting started on the finally Friday edition of your KCHW morning show. Joining me like usual today, we've got Phillip Dutton back. Phillip!
Good morning.
I was so worried about Phillip. He was MIA last week. Did you miss the week before too? Or were we off?
Just last week.
Just last week. And then he wasn't responding to my texts. What happened, Phillip?
I lost my phone.
And where did you lose your phone?
At work on the mountain.
On the ski hill.
Yeah.
In the snow?
More than likely. I don't know if it was like when I was, walking around brushing off my car or, if I was actually out on the mountain. But,
Is there any chance that some skier stole your cell phone?
I mean, we have pretty good customers, honestly. Like, we get, a bunch of cell phones turned in a day. All sorts of stuff for lost and found, and most of the stuff gets turned back into its person. So, unfortunately, after a few days, I was like, I can't wait any longer. Like, I've got too many jobs and responsibilities to not know what's going on.
I talked about this a few weeks ago. But it was maybe last week. A group went around and they picked a city in every country and they left 12 wallets, and then they would track how many got returned. And Finland won with 11 out of 12 wallets being returned. So they must have.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah. All right. Also joining us this morning, it's the one and only Brandon Hanson. Good morning, Brandon.
Yay, wait, where am I? I thought this was a Zoom call for business.
No, you're live, buddy. You're live.
Oh, I'm live. Maybe. Oh, man.
All right,
I need to dress up.
Yeah, I wish you would have. As we are getting started this morning, we could, you muted and walked away from your desk, and we can see a sign behind you, and we want to know what the sign says.
Oh, okay.
I could make out most of it, but I got lost around the margarita part.
Yeah, it says, as for me and my house, we will serve tacos, margaritas, 24/7.
Oh, wow.
I like it.
How come he's never invited us over, Phillip?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just going to come over and expect those things.
All right, if you know where Brandon lives, it's Tacos and Margaritas Day. He's also babysitting Henry. You don't feed him the margaritas, do you? Okay.
Not yet.
Virgin margaritas.
There you go. All right, we're getting started this morning with a little bit of weather for you. 43 for a high in Chihuahua, cloudy with occasional rain, mainly in the morning. That high temperature, I think, I said that, 43. 90% chance of rain. Down to 40 tonight, steady rain as well at 75%. A wet weekend in store, not too bad tomorrow. 25% chance of rain, 43 and 39. Then for Sunday, a 60% chance of showers, 42 and 34. Right now, Monday, morning snow flurries, probably mixed with rain at 30%, with a daytime high of 40 on Monday. Looking ahead, it does not look like the rain is going to stop. You have precipitation every day with temperatures in the upper 30s to lower 40s. So actually, next Thursday looks like 34, but you guys are definitely staying in melt mode. Is this having any effect on the hill, Phillip?
No.
Good.
About halfway up, it turns to snow.
Okay.
Has made driving pretty sketchy though. It like hovers around right around freezing, at least here overnight. And so a lot of the roads look clear, but they're not. They're really slick.
You got a nice.
I'm gonna stop it. I've slid through my fair share of stop signs recently on accident.
So you got a nice glaze over the highway, huh?
Yeah, yeah. But I gotta say, the rain's been kind of nice. I'm pretty over icy parking lots, so the sooner that can go away, the better.
We got a nice here in Maine. We had a nice 5-6 inches of snow last night, and now we're expecting a half inch of rain today. So doing the same thing, and it's gonna get all mushy. Breakfast for the kids, bagels today with yummy yogurts, fresh fruit juice, milk choice, and cream cheese. And let's take a look at lunch for your Friday, typical Friday fare. A hamburger and a bun or a hot dog and a bun, French fries, carrots, apple slices, and milk choice. That's what the kids are eating for breakfast and dinner. Community calendar, I only have one thing popping up this weekend for events from nonprofits, and that would be up in Kettle Falls at the Woodlands Theater. Roots and Reflections, an evening of live music at the Woodlands Theater. This is taking place on Saturday at 7 p.m. Tickets are $10 per person. You want to get those? Go to woodlandtheater.org. And then once again, that is this Saturday. Now, if we take a look ahead to next week, story time on, I better get my dates right here. I got to scroll up. Tuesday, we have story time for the kids at the Chihuahua Library. That goes from 11:30 till 5 in the evening. Also at the library on Wednesday between 3 and 5, in-person tech help. And looking ahead to next weekend, Saturday the 21st. This is happening at one of your haunts, Phillip, a Light in the Darkness Art Gallery. This is going on at the Chihuahua Golf and Country Club from 2 in the afternoon till 6:30 on Saturday, January 21st. Chihuahua Creative District is partnering with the Chihuahua Golf and Country Club to host a juried art exhibition. This event will include music, drink specials, and artwork by Creative District members. So that's coming up, too. There you go. All right, and Brandon, give us a reminder. You show up at the library once a month and give free help to people wanting to start up businesses. How's that going? And when are you there next? And you're muted. There you go.
Well, really, I just do that because I have a bunch of late library books and I need to return them. So this is the only way they get back to the library.
Okay.
But yeah, next Tuesday, I will be down in Lakeside for Ted in the library. And what I do is I set up there. And if you need some small business planning, thinking about starting a business, want to know kind of what Ted can do as the kind of regional economic development district, come on by and talk with me there. And I can kind of help you out, or at least provide a little bit of support, let you know what's out there kind of for you. And then also, if you're interested in our Rural Opportunities Loan Fund, which is for things like startup businesses, you can definitely talk to me about that, and I can get you set on the right path there.
All right. Moving on to a few news headlines. A sad one we're going to start off with. Over the nighttime, Lisa Marie Presley, the only child of Elvis, passed away at age 54 due to a cardiac arrest. It was at her home in Calabasas, California. I guess it was yesterday morning. Singer-songwriter, humanitarian, and the only child of Elvis Presley, 20 days shy of her 55th birthday. Her mother, Priscilla, said, "It's with heavy heart that I must share the devastating news." She said she was the most passionate, strong, and loving woman I've ever known. We ask for privacy as we deal with this profound loss. Thank you for love and prayers at this time. There'll be no further comment. According to TMZ, who first broke the news of the heart attack, Lisa Marie was found unresponsive by her housekeeper on Thursday morning. Her ex-husband, Danny Coe, who she lived with, administered CPR until paramedics arrived. After her pulse was restored, she was taken to a nearby intensive care unit and placed on life support in an induced coma with a temporary pacemaker. According to TMZ's sources, Lisa Marie had complained of stomach pains earlier Thursday morning, and her death was not a suicide. Lisa Marie's father and paternal grandmother also died from heart attacks at young ages, respectively 42 and then 46. So kind of a history of that in the family. Some reported she was at the Golden Globes and she wasn't quite herself. So maybe some underlying health problems there that never got caught, but definitely sad. Next up, big slashed prices on Tesla. Philip, would you buy a Tesla?
I don't know. We talked about this before, but cost is always a huge factor. But definitely interested in the electric car market. I just don't know if I could go Tesla.
All right. Is that because of Elon himself?
No, because I feel like the people that immediately jump to those conclusions are, a little short-sighted when it comes to it takes brilliant scientists to do these things, not just a figurehead of a, multi-billion-dollar company or whatever. So I'm assuming the science is pretty sound. They've had their hiccups, but the first ones through the door. What's the saying? The first ones through the door are always the ones that get bloodied up.
This is true.
They've broken a lot of the barriers with electric vehicles, at least becoming popular. All the ones that I see in around Chihuahua seem like they're Teslas, so I don't know where they're all coming from, though.
And a buddy said he's on the coast. This was a few months ago. I think I mentioned it on the radio, too. He said he seems like every other car on the coast is a Tesla. So.
Yeah, there's a lot here. The other day I was with Shane and we were going to check the mail, which you have to pass the Addy Inn to get there. And there was 3 Teslas parked at the Addy Inn. I was like, wait a second, what's going on?
Brandon, Tesla, yes, no? Electric car, yes, no?
No, it kind of has poor quality assurance and customer service. In fact, I don't think Tesla has hardly any customer service. And there are companies dedicated to, once you buy your Tesla, you take it over to this particular shop and they fix all that's wrong with the small quality of life things in the car. So it makes me think I'll just wait for the auto manufacturers that know what they're doing to put out an EV before getting them there. But again, I think we talked about this before. Tesla's kind of fallen behind in terms of they're still putting out essentially the same car 10 years ago, whereas the other manufacturers are starting to catch up. So I think we're going to see a huge shift in the market here.
I would agree with that. I think there's a huge shift coming. And he is attempting to do. So he slashed prices as much as like one of the models, $20,000. And what he's doing is he's trying to match them up with the tax credit you can get for the cars. So right now, tax rebates apply to SUVs priced below $80,000 and cars under $55,000. So he's taken like 8 models and changed the prices so they will fit in those categories. All but one of them were huge price slashes, but it also enables the purchaser to get a $7,500 rebate from the government. So slacking sales, this might help a little bit. But the media, I think, definitely causing Tesla lots of problems because they're constantly covering people with these auto driver modes that fail. There was a car it was in the news yesterday that this week just stopped in the middle of a highway and caused accidents. Just shut off right there.
And even if you can order it, can you really get one? I keep hearing people are waiting for their Tesla for a year or two now.
I just like the name. I think it sounds cool. All right. Don't know if you guys caught this one. Embattled Republican lawmaker George Santos said if 142 people sign off on it, he'll resign. And then later he corrected it to 142,000 people, which is the amount of people who voted for him. But I don't think this guy would leave, even if every voter that voted for him signed the petition for him to leave. I don't think he would.
He kind of looks like the creepy guy at the party that ends up getting kicked out.
Yeah, totally. What were you going to say, Philip?
No, nothing. I mean, I'm sure that 140 people, 142 people, like instantaneously said they wouldn't have voted for him. Or I wonder how many people reached out and said like, trying to fill that 142 count. I wonder how high the number got. If he's like, whoa, yikes, it went to 40,000.
really fast. Yeah, a bunch of people posting some cute stuff on Twitter saying like, "Count me in. I'm one of the 142, please." And then somebody else, another representative, Don Bayer, he posted, "Pretty sure we can make this happen." That's cute. All right. So you guys, Biden pulled a Trumpy and has some classified documents.
Oh my. Oh geez.
So now we have another special investigation. And with the first batch that was at his Penn State College office, and now at one of his personal residences, more documents. How do you guys feel about this, and what do you think should happen? Philip, you're first.
I don't know. I mean, do people, are they raising issue at the fact that he has them someplace outside of the White House? Is that the biggest problem?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, and I got it before. I mean, with Trump, it was more so the lying, and then the litany of other offenses. That was just like the icing on the cake, and the toilet flushing and blah 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 blah. But I mean, I think that we should be I don't know, very asking a lot of questions when it comes to like our elected officials. So
and this kind of brings up the question is, how many classified documents are ex-presidents packing around? Do we need to go search Obama's house and Clinton's house and on and on and on for anybody that's still alive? It's and how many presidents have passed away, and then loved ones going through their stuff and going, "Oh, look, we've got classified documents from the U.S. government left behind." All right. So Brandon, how do you feel about this?
Like anything, investigate it to the law, follow the law. So if there is something we need to charge or do something like that, yeah, definitely do that there. It sounds like, Biden's camp is cooperating, where you have to remember federal officials had to break down the door because Trump would not cooperate with government officials. And it was a lot more classified documents. Now, again, honestly, I'm not going to sit here and defend Biden. If there's a law broken, then we need to take care of that. But if Biden broke a law, then Trump broke a lot more laws. So go after him. Seems like he is able to skirt every single law he's broken for the past, I don't know, since he was elected there, and nothing's happened.
Since he became a businessman, actually.
Yeah. Since he's been a businessman, how many laws have been broken by him too? So I'd just like to see, our officials and, our rich class actually, pay for breaking the law. as opposed to us plebs here on the lower part of the pyramid.
Yeah, I agree with
Totally
that.
agree.
I like the fact that they're being fair about it. Um, Yeah, I like because yeah, I mean, turnabout is fair play. Now here we have another president with classified documents. The fact that they came out right away and said, "Hey, we're going to investigate it," I think that's a very good thing, and that kind of stuff needs to happen because there are substantial amount of people that whether right or wrong they believe Trump is being persecuted, and I think you need to appease that portion or whatever that things are fair and show them that the sitting president won't be treated any different than the past president. I think that needs to remain important. Um, I don't know this will be a nail in Biden's coffin, but I really don't think. I'm scared of because in everybody knows I don't want Trump back, but I am scared that Biden is not a strong enough president to win a second term, and if by some chance Trump would pull out of this and be unscathed, that running Biden for a second term could actually put Trump back in the White House. That kind of scares me. But I think Biden
Yeah.
needs to step down after one term. I think he's done some good stuff. Some people don't. He has made a lot of changes, and I'm okay with most of them. Especially, I know a lot of people freak out about the free school. Why don't we have free school and free healthcare? We spend trillions and trillions of dollars sending it out of our country to foreign countries before we take over our own people. And there's a lot of countries out there. I think there are 26 now that provide free healthcare and free college for their citizens, and we got free school for our kids. What's the problem? It's not a big change. So I mean, happy with some of the stuff that they've rolled out, but at the same time, I don't think I'm kind of scared for him to run a second term. He's too old.
Yeah. A couple of things. One, like maybe this is an opportunity since what kind of tracking or I don't know what to review the procedures behind classified documents. Like, is it just like me going to the copy machine and saying just make 50, or is there one and you have to check it out, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe it's an opportunity to go over that to make sure that this isn't a problem going forward.
They're obviously missing some safety protocols. The fact
Yeah.
that these documents are leaving the building.
Yeah.
Hey, I do want to point out, though, that releasing classified documents has also kind of shown some transparency or some scandal in the government. You all remember the Washington Post was able to secure the Pentagon papers concerning the Vietnam War, showing that the U.S. was losing that war and not really doing as well as they were telling the public there. And that was a huge scandal. And that was, again, journalists going after classified documents there.
Yep. Good point.
Yeah.
All right. Here is a scary story moving along this morning, and just kind of proof that you're never really safe anywhere. So, Houston man had just finished working out at Planet Fitness when a group of 4 women approached him in a parking lot and asked for a ride. What's a 20-year-old guy do? Yeah, that's right. He gives them a ride. Vehicle. They piled in the 20-year-old's vehicle. He started driving them to their destination on the city's east side. This was Thursday night, January 11th, late at night. Victim didn't know it, but 2 armed men were awaiting his arrival when they landed at the location. One of the women quickly bailed out of the car as 2 gunmen approached, one walking up to the trunk while the other opening the driver's side door. He stepped on the gas and tried to get out of there. Now, keep this in mind. He's still got 3 girls in the car. These guys opened fire on their friends and him. He got shot in the stomach, came to a stop after escaping the ambush. One of the women who was still in the car snatched the man's keys, and they all ran away. Nearby resident called 911. Man was taken by ambulance to the hospital. He's expected to survive. Police are still searching for the 4 women and the 2 gunmen behind this setup. And this is kind of scary too, is how do you find 6 friends that are willing, and 4 of them girls, that are willing to commit this crime? That's scary.
That is scary. Also, just the amount of, obviously they weren't good friends because none of the girls got shot. And then, like, you're going to leave the guy in his car, presumably slumped over and in serious need of medical attention, but you're like, I'll come back for the car later. Make sure you get the keys.
Yeah. Scary. All right. Not as scary. Mega Millions Powerball. Nobody won the big $1.1 billion jackpot on Wednesday. It's up again tonight for grabs at $1.35 billion. But how much would you really get? All right. You've got state taxes. You've got federal taxes. Now, that federal withholding tax, 24%. But when it gets over $578,000, that jumps to 37%. Now, if you took the lump sum payment, how much of the $1.35 billion would you get?
700,000.
Yep, you got it. $446 million. So, substantially less than half. Wow.
Well, that's outrageous. You can barely afford Twitter with that.
No, he paid $44 billion. You wouldn't be able to buy Twitter.
Yeah, well, it's probably now worth $400 million.
But Brandon, you could buy Chihuahua.
Could you?
Could you? I think so. All right. Did you fill up gas in Spokane at the 76 station in Wandermere right after Christmas and before New Year's, and now you're having car problems? They've came out and said that due to a problem, the 76 station there received almost half of their tank, almost half a tank of gasoline, an underground tank, got filled up with water. So at least a third of the gas in your car is filled with water. It's caused lots of cars to break down, need new fuel injectors and stuff. But 76 has now came out and said they're picking up the bill on everybody's car. And a lot of people might not even know. This story was talking about a gal who just said, she filled up gas, and within 5 minutes of leaving, her car started clunking and knocking and didn't want to drive and stay running. And turned out that it was a gas in the gas tank. That can also ruin your fuel pumps, electrical sensors, that kind of stuff. So if you might have filled up there and you've been having car problems, that's what happened to you. So just a little.
Yeah, maybe I am getting a Tesla. That sounds terrible.
New round of subpoenas sent to former President Donald Trump. This time, the new special investigator, he wants to know who's paying for everybody's attorneys.
Oh, my goodness.
And
this is ridiculous.
Yes.
Remember when presidents did Habitat for Humanity after they left office? Goodness.
not fleecing the country. This came after Cassidy Hutchinson, a top aide to the former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, told the House Select Committee investigating January 6 that she switched lawyers because she felt uncomfortable with the actions of her Trump-funded attorney. Hutchinson said she was repeatedly urged to downplay her role in the White House and to say she didn't recall certain events, and that is illegal to tell your tell your what do you call it when they're the
your client.
Your client, thank you. That's illegal to tell your client what to say. So
It's not like evidence tampering or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know what they actually call it.
Won't get whatever it is, it won't get prosecuted. So
why can't they just put him in jail?
Just get it. I was hoping it happened before. That's what I wished for Christmas. I sat on Santa's lap and everything. Never happened. Santa. All right, let's move along this morning. I sent you guys an email. It's got bits and breaks on it. I'll go ahead, though, and get you guys going as you travel your way there, maybe. I think I lost mine now, too. I thought I had it all ready to go. No, sir. Yes, sir. It's what Scott thinks about in the shower. Two this week. All right. First thing I thought about after the shower is when you wake up in the exact same place on Earth that you went to sleep, but you've actually traveled thousands of miles in space. Especially if you can do astral projection and travel outside of your body. Who knows where you could go? Also, there's probably a school. There's probably a school principal somewhere in the world with a collection of confiscated Pokemon cards that are worth thousands, just in a desk somewhere.
Or Pogs.
Some people are like clouds. When they disappear, it's a brighter day. Or
we were just talking about one of them.
Exactly. Or when they go to jail, it's a brighter day. If only 1% of the population finds you attractive, Brandon, it's still 70 million people.
Hey, what can I say?
All right.
What can I say, guys?
I didn't want to say Phillip. He's sensitive about that kind of stuff. Yeah. All right.
Am I?
Kids are going to like this one. There's a well-known saying that goes, don't bring your work home. Yet this is what schools force children to do after working 7 hours every day. I was a very opposed to homework parent. I actually got into it a few times, telling teachers, to send a child home with 2 hours of homework is not fair. They spend all day in school, and if you can't teach them what they need in the time that you have them, maybe you need to revisit that instead of sending them home to have to work for 2 hours. I never thought that was fair. I realize there has to be probably a certain amount of homework for special projects and stuff, but I remember I had a really tough teacher. It was like 6th grade. And my mom wanted to hold me back because I was doing homework for 3 hours a night. And I had to convince a couple other kids at school to have them call my mom. I wasn't getting bad grades. She just was worried I wasn't getting my work done. But I actually had a couple other got friends to have their parents call my mom and tell them, no, we all have 3 hours of homework every night.
Yeah, right. See, that's too much.
Yeah.
I've had classes like that.
Well. All right, and my last one. Oh, no, here's 2. There needs to be a restaurant named Chick-fil-B, open exclusively on Sundays.
That's good. I like that.
And Brandon, you like this one, too. Of all the bodily functions that could be contagious, thank God it's the yawn.
Yes, thank goodness it's the yawn. Imagine if farts were contagious. That'd be awesome.
Well, if it's just a group of guys, they kind of are.
What about sneezes?
Sneezes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do people
Phillip's right.
sneeze and like multiple people sneeze, or is that not a thing?
I don't know, but my favorite thing is on Saturday Night Live when somebody vomits and everybody starts vomiting. I've always find that insanely funny.
Haven't you ever got that feeling though? Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, where you're like, yeah. Ugh.
Especially if you got like someone in your house that's really sick and has the flu, and they're like just doing the heaving thing, and you can hear it. It's just like after about 5 minutes of that, you think you're gonna lose it yourself.
You're like, man, I gotta sneeze.
Yeah. All right. Dumb reasons for taking a personal day, and let's see if Phillip, since he works 2 jobs, has done one of these.
Oh, let's see. Dumb reasons. My cat has hairballs.
And you need to stay home and take care of it.
I don't think that would work. I'm seeing a sad movie Sunday, and I know I'll need an extra day to get over it. Yeah, seems right. My brother needs me to drive him to the airport, and the manager knew that I was an only child.
Oh,
Oops.
Oh my.
Oops.
Well, I mean, you could use the term brother real loosely, right?
That's right.
I'm going to jail.
Oh, this is actually, this has been used quite a bit.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to court.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one.
My garage door is broken. And again, that same manager knew that I didn't have a garage.
That's a poor choice of an excuse. My garage door is broken.
Also, how much does this manager know? I'm taking a few days off to start my own business.
Not something to tell your current boss.
And I'll be out I'll be out this afternoon on job interviews. I feel like that would be pretty funny.
I know
You had a lot
somebody.
of confidence that you could get another job, like, and you didn't like your current employer. Yeah.
I have an acquaintance that was doing that. He was going around the office because he had a job interview and had an offer and was bragging about it around the office. Got fired and then didn't get the new job. So bad idea.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
And the last one I have is I need a leave of absence to try another job. But if it doesn't work out, I will come back.
Oh, and by the way, I'm doing that next week. All right. Brandon Hansen, things he's learned from medical ads.
Why do I get this one? Goodness.
Because there's some juicy stuff you probably don't want to say.
Okay.
All right. It's all stuff you see on TV, though.
Things I've learned from medical ads. All senior citizen couples live on the beach and have a golden retriever.
They do.
That's true.
All women laugh and dance in meadows during their periods. Overweight people. Are you all right, Philip?
He's hiding his head.
No, just made me think of when he was like, making Brandon say things he's probably uncomfortable with.
Yes.
He was thinking of that one.
Overweight people cannot date or go on vacations until they are on a weight loss medication.
This is true.
Yes.
They're unhappy.
Yeah, I know.
Erectile dysfunction happens to handsome men who suffer no signs of depression over it. In fact, they seem downright happy about it.
I think the happiness is now because there's a pill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The side effects of drugs are generally worse than the conditions they cure or control.
At what line, that's so true. At what line do you cross where you say, yeah, my psoriasis is so itchy, I think I'll take the chance of bleeding out my eyes?
Yeah, I think that's a line. You found it.
Seems like every single one of them says something about, if you have thoughts of suicide, and it's like, what? Like all of them, every one. And I don't know if it's just, a blanket statement and they need to include it in every one, but it's like, wow, all these medications are also, some sort of like antidepressant.
Yeah. What scares me is I always tend up to end, not always, but a huge amount of medications. I've been, the end of the warnings where they say 2% of the population may suffer this, and this. I've ended up in the 2% so many times on meds that if it's got some horrible side effects, I just skip it. I know all the drugs for, you guys know my fingers are all twisted. All the drugs for psoriatic arthritis all involve turning off your immune system. Don't get sick. Don't get cut, because you can't heal. I don't take them. I take herbs and stuff and ibuprofen and suffer through it because, the other side of that is, especially like during COVID. Okay, I'm gonna take a pill that's gonna shut off my immune system and my ability to heal. Okay, and I catch COVID. What's gonna happen? Well, I'm gonna die. It just doesn't seem, there again. Where's that line that you're gonna cross to take that stupid pill? So I don't get it. All right, keep going. I'll shut up, Brandon.
Women frequently discuss tampons while swinging on swing sets, during tea parties, or in trendy New York nightclubs.
Yeah.
Acne medications transform everyone into supermodels.
Yes.
And tooth whiteners give you that perfect, straight, even teeth smile with no chips or gaps.
Yeah, they're like perfectly capped.
It's just,
All right, we gave Brandon the tough one. Back to Phillip. We'll give him the fun one. Why beer is better diet food than most diet foods.
Let's see. A banana. Wait, let me get them.
You don't have to do the setup. So
Well, I
what?
was just thinking, like, oh, okay. So why beer better diet food? Let's see. A banana has 27 grams of carbs.
Okay.
Pineapple has 22 grams of carbs. I need to know how much beer has, though.
If you keep going, you'll get to it.
An apple has 25. Ear of corn has 25. Raisins have 34.
Wow.
Potatoes, 54. And broccoli is the winner, 10 grams.
And that's
and then you
that's
get
per
to-
serving, just to help make sense of it for people. So now for the beer, Phillip, what do they have?
Bush Light has 3.2 grams of carbs.
Wow.
A Michelob Ultra has 0.2 grams of carbs. MGD Draft, throwback, 2.4 grams of carbs. And because it wasn't good enough the first time, Michelob Ultra has 2.6 grams of carbs.
Oh. Wow, so less than all those foods mentioned, but you are picking things that are high in natural sugar, like bananas, pineapples, apples, ears of corns, all that kind of stuff.
Also, alcohol is a poison. But hey,
who's paying
who's
attention?
counting?
That's right. Who's paying attention? All right,
That's right.
let's see. Oh, you got. Well, we can't see his head. Oh, you guys are so. Oh, look at that. We got Henry on the webcam. He's getting to be a big boy. Hi, Henry. Hi. Can we get him to smile? All right, squeeze him harder. All right, let's see. Dumb complaints received by city health departments. First one, can you please tell me when our repairs are going to be done, as my wife is about to become an expectant mother? Wording is the key, folks. The toilet is blocked and we can't bathe the children until it's cleared. Don't try that with Henry. All right. Will you please send someone to mend our broken sidewalk, as my wife tripped and fell on it and now she's pregnant? I've heard that one before.
And my mother's back is broken.
Yeah, never walk that sidewalk with your girlfriend. Also, I wish to complain that my father hurt his ankle very badly when he put his foot in the hole in his back passage. Huh? All right, last one. I'm calling to tell you there's a smell coming from the man next door. I don't know what the city can do about that.
a lot of things.
All right, looking at 8:09. It's KCHW Chihuahua. Here we go, the little trivia and the boys.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
All right, Phillip, you might be challenged to trivia all by your lonesome, since Brandon is off to babysit. Oh, that's what makes the show so local. All right, I would like to start off Bits and Breaks with a bad poem. Can you do the poem for us, Phillip?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Hold on. I was not prepared for the poem.
All right.
But
I just kind of threw it off because Brandon left.
No, it's okay. I can
all right.
get there.
All right.
I think so. Let's see. If you miss the holiday spirit, there's one way to make it last. Just take a look inside your mailbox for the bills of Christmas past.
All right. Phillip, trivia question for you. According to a survey, 23% of us do this in bed. I should narrow that down a little bit. It's something you do with the bedding.
Sleep on top of it.
No, but that's a good guess. Some people will rearrange the bedding by doing this. It's a tough one.
Using all the pillows.
There you go. I'm going to give that one to you. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, yes.
Yes, yes.
What was the real answer?
No, that was stack 2 or more pillows to use while sleeping. So that's right on. Yeah.
Sounds uncomfortable.
All right. This one's for Henry. No. 2/3 of us buy a new one of these for the bedroom at least twice a year.
Pillow.
Too easy. All right. You don't have to mute your microphone. I mean, having a baby scream on the air would be like totally awesome. So don't worry about
Are
him.
you sure?
Yeah,
We can just let everybody hear.
Oh, yeah. I'll just go like this. Like, okay, quit squeezing him so hard. He's screaming. All right. Which came first, you guys? The cassette deck or VHS? It's easy.
Is it?
Yes. Easy.
VHS.
Cassette.
Phillip takes it with cassette 1963, VHS 1976.
Well,
right.
it was close. It's like 10 years.
So it was
I'm
obvious.
basically right.
Yeah. It was obvious to me, though, because I'm old. All right.
Before we were born, then it's all the same time.
What was it like living in the before time stuff?
Well, we were talking yesterday. Something came up, and it was about like an old landline phone. And we were talking about how heavy duty those phones were. You could slam down the receiver and not break it. If you threw that phone at somebody, it was going to really hurt them. That kind of stuff. So here's another one. HD TV or DVR? Which came first?
DVR.
Phillip?
Just for parody, I will be the HD TV.
And you take it, this one was too close, 1998 for HD TV, and the DVR, 1999. All right. Web search engine or word processing software, which came first?
Word processing.
Yeah, I agree.
It's true, 76 for word processing software, 1990 for the search engine. I don't even want to do this one. It's so easy. The flash drive or the floppy disk?
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
Pretty easy. So the floppy disk was 1960, flash drive 1999, and I always like the joke of it's funny we still use the floppy disk for the disk icon, even though it's not out there anymore, but they don't want to give it up. All right. What came first, Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
1991.
Yep.
Xbox 2001. All right, here you go. Spy the lie. Turkana tribesmen in Kenya add iron to their diet by drinking cow's blood. A hummingbird will lose its feathery coat 4 times in its short life. And a survey of married couples found 40% have squabbled about how to load the dishwasher. Which one is the lie?
Hummingbird.
Well, it's not the dishwasher one.
That's for sure. Phillip says hummingbird. What say you, Brandon?
Yeah, I'm going to say the hummingbird thing.
Yep, totally true. That is the lie. All right, just a couple more trivia questions before we go to break. I'm having a hard time. Around the world, there are about 8,500 chapters of this fan club from a girl's toy.
Polly Pocket.
No, these fan clubs could have been around a really long time.
A girl's toy?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, and I've actually played with these toys a bunch in my lifetime.
Oh, Easy Bake Oven.
No.
G.I. Joe.
Not a girl's toy.
Oh.
Legos.
No. Really, a toy that's been along for a long time. Barbie. There you go. I got stuck at 2 girls growing up. I got stuck with playing Barbies.
Oh, the G.I. Joe is basically a Barbie.
It is. I wasn't going to give it to you, though.
Shane had a Barbie forever.
So 58% of all major football injuries involve what?
Heads.
No, sir. 58%. Knees. There you go. That's the most common. I'm going to give you 3 words, and you have to tell me what they have in common. So 3 words, and there will be 1 word that they all have in common. James Savings Junk.
Bond.
There you go. Queen Date Dress.
I didn't hear the first one.
Queen Date Dress. Ah!
Queen date dress. Queen date dress. I don't know.
Prom.
Brandon.
Prom. There you go.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I'm glad you're playing there, Brandon. Fried chicken, bourbon, and derby. What word could sew all those together?
Kentucky.
There you go. Brandon
like
sneaking
prom.
in there. Christmas, funeral, holly.
Tree.
Yes,
I
come
was
over
like,
to our house.
wreath?
We have a beautiful funeral tree. It's made out of a tree, though. And your answer is
I don't
made
know.
out of a tree. A wreath. Christmas wreath,
That's-
funeral wreath.
That's what I said.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I'm so sorry. And Phillip takes it because apparently I'm dumb.
But I didn't know that funeral wreath was a thing when I said it.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
It was after Brandon said tree, and I was like, well, if he could say tree, then I can say wreath.
All right. Last one. This is always 4,840 square yards or 43,560 square feet. What is it?
Acre.
An acre. There you go, Brandon Hanson. All right, we're going to go to break. Thank our sponsors, deliver some news, and when we come back, we'll wrap up the weekend's goofy holidays. We'll also have some odd news for you and a little bit more. Stay right here. It's KCHW Chihuahua, Northern Lights Public Radio. Come back, Henry. Come back.
It's 8:18.
Your KCHW morning show is made possible by donations from Chihuahua Flooring. Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products, including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like Southwind, Deltile, Mannington, and Mohawk. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com. Call 509-935-8021 or via email through chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chihuahua. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
Picture this. It's January 2022. Your New Year's resolution is to get healthier, but you don't know where to start and you keep putting it off. Next thing you know, it's January 2023. Where did the last year go? You decide this is the year you are really going to prioritize your health. But once again, you just don't know where to start. Let New Health help. New Health is committed to promoting health and wellness within our communities by providing integrated, open access healthcare for all. From your medical, dental, pharmacy, or behavioral health needs, we have what you need to get started, and we will be with you every step of the way as you move through your healthcare journey. Contact us today at 509-935-6004. New Health. celebrating 45 years of bringing healthcare into communities and communities into healthcare.
This is KCHW, Chihuahua, 102.7 FM.
You're listening to 102.7 KCHW, Chihuahua.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Giles Gibson. Ukraine's defense minister says his country has become a de facto member of the Western military alliance NATO. Oleksiy Reznikov made the comments in an interview with the BBC, also saying he was sure Ukraine would receive long-requested Western weapons, including tanks. Rosie Burchard reports from Brussels, where NATO is headquartered.
Minister Reznikov told the BBC that Ukraine has become a member of NATO de facto and that he was sure his country would become an actual member of the military alliance in the near future. Those words are likely to rile Russia, which is seen as having used Ukraine's potential future accession to NATO as a pretext for invasion last February. Reznikov's words may also cause unease in Brussels. NATO nations have been providing military aid to Kyiv, but the alliance has been keen to stress it's not party to the conflict.
German GDP grew by 1.9% in 2022, beating the expectations of many economists for the Eurozone's largest economy. From Berlin, Trent Murray reports.
The data released Friday shows Germany is weathering the economic storm sweeping across Europe better than many had forecast. The official figures released by the government shows the economy in Germany growing by 1.9% in the year 2022. That's still lower than the 2.6% growth the year prior, but still higher than the 1.8% that many had forecast. The president of the country's statistics agency said there were many challenges facing Europe's biggest economy, including extreme energy price rises, supply chain bottlenecks, rising food prices, and a shortage of skilled workers.
Tributes have been pouring in for Lisa Marie Presley, the only child of Elvis, who's died at the age of 54. She suffered a cardiac arrest in Los Angeles just 36 hours after attending the Golden Globe Awards on Tuesday. And finally, the National Energy Regulator of South Africa has granted an 18.65% electricity price increase for the coming financial year. The country's state utility company, Eskom, which has overseen rolling blackouts, had been pushing for an even larger rise. Mark Roughton has more.
Power utility Eskom asked for a massive 32% increase in 2023, but energy regulator NERSA, after delaying its decision by a month, has approved increases of 18.65% for the coming financial year and another 12.74% the following year. This equates to Eskom's original request being delayed rather than denied, as consumers will be paying a staggering 33.7% more for electricity within the next 18 months. Mark Roughton, South Africa.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks. Today, calls for an investigation into what campaigners are calling the genocide of crabs. At issue, the deaths of thousands of crabs in an unexplained incident along the coastline of the UK. They perished along with thousands of lobsters in late 2021 and the spring of last year. The British government says the deaths were caused by an algae bloom, a massive increase in the presence of algae that can be harmful to sea life. But campaigners are suggesting industrial dredging may instead be to blame. Geraint Davis is a lawmaker with Britain's opposition Labour Party representing the coastal city of Swansea and says university research backs the dredging theory.
The whole university found that there was no reason to think there might be an algae bloom, particularly this year. And it looks like there's been much more active dredging. We just dug up pyridine, which is a chemical that's highly toxic to crabs. And they've tested and found that pyridine is found a few centimetres below the seabed. And this is a likely explanation. So what's happened is we've called for an independent inquiry into which is the answer. Is it pyridine or is it algae bloom?
Researchers say earlier algae blooms did not cause mass deaths, but any evidence that industry might be to blame will have big political consequences as well as ecological ones. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
And here's the main news again. Ukraine's defense minister says his country has become a de facto member of the Western military alliance NATO. German GDP grew by 1.9% last year, beating the expectations of many economists for the Eurozone's largest economy. And tributes have been pouring in for Lisa Marie Presley, the only child of Elvis, who's died at the age of 54. And that's the latest from Feature Story News. Giles Gibson.
Northern Lights Public Radio is 102.7 KCHW, Chewelah, Deer Park, Colville.
Are we on the air?
Yes.
I didn't see anybody's face, and I got really worried.
All right, we are back for part 2 of your Finally Friday KCHW morning show, looking at 8:26. You got Phillip Dutton, myself, Scott Allen, Brandon, and Henry Hansen. Where's Henry? I don't see him.
He's eating waffles right now.
He's eating waffles. All right, do you let him do that all by himself?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
He's very capable of making a mess.
Okay. Oh, just like his dad. All right. Marion chimed in this morning, and she said, I thought maybe she was talking about one of us, but she said, what a cutie. Apparently it was Henry. And then at some point, because she says, oh, look at him. And at some point she said, poor Brandon. Not sure what she's referring to. Poor Brandon.
That part was about you.
Oh, because he has to hang out with me. All right, let's start off with this set with some celebrity birthdays through the weekend. And Phillip, can you just pick out a few highlights for us?
Yeah, sure thing. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is 62. Let's see. Patrick Dempsey, 57. Shonda Rhimes, 53. Orlando Bloom, 46. That was for today. Going into Saturday, we've got Faye Dunaway is 82. Carl Weathers is 75. Steven Soderbergh is 60. LL Cool J is 55. Jason Bateman's 54. And Dave Grohl's also 54. Wow. Going on to Sunday, we've got not a lot. Regina King, 52, and former NFL quarterback Drew Brees is 44.
What? Who? Drew Brees is 44? Isn't Tom Brady like 2 years older than him?
Yeah,
I know.
Wow,
man, that's wild.
I can't believe you to be that old and still playing football hard like that. Wow.
Well, Tom Brady is actually an alien, so.
Taking a look at our history. It happened today. We're going to start off for today in 1928. Couch potatoes can trace their roots to this date when 3 experimental television sets were installed in private homes in Schenectady. Not that there was much to see. The test broadcast by General Electric and RCA was of a person smoking, followed by a man playing ukulele. Always fun. And the first home receiver screens were this was up yesterday too, 1.5 inches square. 1957, the Frisbee. Oh, so lucky for the Frisbee. 1999, Michael Jordan announced his retirement and then returned in 2001. So he should have said, I'm taking a long vacation. 2000, Microsoft chairman Bill Gates stepped aside as chief executive and promoted company president Steve Ballmer to the position.
Ballmer.
2005, in Croatia, quick-thinking bank teller foiled a robbery by an Australian bank robber by pretending she didn't understand him. Crikey. When the crook handed over a note which read, I have a bomb, give me the money, the clerk kept saying she didn't understand it until he finally yelled it out so loud the security guard heard it and stopped him.
That's awesome.
It was announced that for the first time ever, Puxatawny Phil would text his weather prediction on February 2nd. It was 2010. Oh, he texted with those little paws. All right. Largest lottery jackpot, 2016. It was $1.5 billion. We could pass that. It was split by winners in California, Tennessee, and Florida.
Was it just the states, like the states one?
That's just the states one. Yeah, they bought. That's if your state's budget's in trouble, get a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
2021, world's oldest known cave painting of an animal, a pig, 45,000 years old, was discovered in a cave on the island, I can't say the name, but it's in Indonesia.
It was right next to the words "grog was here."
Yes. Some people aren't going to get that. All right. 1952, NBC's Today Show premiered. 1954, this is for Sunday. Baseball player Joe DiMaggio and actress Marilyn Monroe were married at San Francisco City Hall. I think it only lasted like 6 months, though, or maybe a year. 73, Super Bowl 7. Miami Dolphins defeated the Washington Redskins. Dolphins became the first NFL team to go undefeated in a season. 1993, Letterman moved from NBC to CBS, and now he can barely move. Oh, sorry.
Man.
2006, and the first It Wasn't Me, a nude tourist was arrested at the international airport in Mexico as she tried to raise funds for her return airline ticket by stripping in the terminal and asking money from other tourists. Police suspect the woman was under the influence of something.
Really?
Yeah.
Boy, detective work, I tell you.
Yeah, when I come to Chihuahua next month, that's what I'm going to do on my way home. And because I don't have money to get home. All right, 2020 Jeopardy's greatest of all time tournament won by who? Ken Jennings. All right, on to special events. It's Brandon Hanson. Take us through the weekend. There's some cool ones.
Is there?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There is Blame Someone Else Day.
Hey, I got something for that, too. All right. Here you go. Stand by.
Blame you wins hands down.
Blame you wins hands down. I like it. Okay, keep going.
Yes. Korean American Day.
Okay.
Make Your Dream Come True Day.
Mm-hmm.
Peach Melba Day. Rubber Ducky Day.
Ooh.
Public Radio Broadcasting Day.
Yay.
Yay. And you know what I like to say on Public Radio Broadcasting Day?
Let them eat static.
Happens a lot around here.
And Skeptics Day International.
I don't know. I'm not too sure about that. I think you got it wrong.
Tomorrow is International Kite Day.
Okay. Oh, fun. Go fly a kite.
Dress Up Your Pet Day.
And why don't we see people fly kites in the winter?
Well, have you been outside?
Oh, yeah. Kind of wet. All right.
Dress Up Your Pet Day.
All right.
Hot Pastrami Day. Organize Your Home Day.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm skeptical about that one.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday, Humanitarian Day. The best day of the year, Bagel Day.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Fresh Squeeze Juice Day. Hat Day. Strawberry Ice Cream Day. Wikipedia Day. And World Snow Day.
All right. I like the number of the day. Are you with us, Philip? Can you do that one?
Yep. 17,392. Number of men who injure themselves with kitchen gear every year.
That's funny. Proof that men do not belong in the kitchen.
So I have a story related to that.
Oh, excellent.
So me and Morgan have become a cliche. So I wanted to scrape the snow off the roof of our house, because it was piling up, right? And we totally got into that conversation where Morgan was like, get somebody else to do it because you're just going to hurt yourself. And I was like, no, I'm going to do it. I'm fine. We've got a ladder, got a roof rig. So doing that. And I fell off the ladder twice. Luckily, snow everywhere. But and when you're older, when you're getting up in years, like if you fall off a ladder at age 20, you're fine. You'll roll, bounce off the ground, be fine. But all I could think of when I was going towards the earth was, I hope I don't snap an ankle.
Wow.
So anyway, Morgan got the I told you so
award
after the second ladder fall.
Wow. So was it just slick feet on the iron steps?
Yeah, you'd give the snow a tug and you'd take yourself off balance and there you go.
Aren't you glad that you had like 4 feet of snow to land into?
Oh, well, what's funny is, when you're younger and you're like shoveling snow off the roof, you'd fall off the roof all the time, right?
Yeah.
You just slide off, and it was fine. You just fall in the snowbank, but now in retrospect, and in older spec, I'm like, that's a terrible way to get hurt. So yeah, we'll probably hire somebody to scrape the snow next.
All right. Probably a good
I also
idea.
scraped my own snow this year.
Did you fall off a ladder?
No, I just climbed out onto the roof from a window. Much stupider, but I didn't fall.
Brandon, you should have asked a friend to do it for you, because you're getting older. You got another baby on the way. You shouldn't risk it. All right.
I'm telling you, a couple more years, every time I fall off the ladder, I'm going to break a hip.
If I were to die right now due to the carelessness of a friend, well, that'd just be okay.
Yep. All right. British company has, I'm moving on to news and nuggets before we head for odd news. British company has created a tractor that could be a game changer in the egg industry. It's the cow dung powered 270 horsepower tractor tested on a real farm for a year, and carbon dioxide emissions were reduced from 2,500 metric tons to 500 metric tons in that time. Tractor's cryogenic tank provides the same amount of power as diesel, but with significant emission reductions.
Cool.
All right. I am going to get a poo car. And a poo tractor. All right, Phillip, let's see. The baby brain is real. Let's do this story for Henry.
Expectant mothers having long complained of inattention, forgetfulness, and reduced cognitive functioning during pregnancy. They weren't wrong. A study looked at so-called baby brain, combined data from 20 other studies, and found the relationship between pregnancy and brain changes. Results show that when pregnant women are compared to non-pregnant women, they perform much worse on tasks, measuring memory and executive functioning, which includes attention, inhibition, decision-making, and planning. And this difference is most pronounced during the 3rd trimester.
It's too bad Brandon left for that one, because he could really use that. I mean, in his relationship, it's if he disagrees with her or anything, he could say, yeah, but they did a study and women in their 3rd trimester, they're
Yeah, that's going to go over well, Scott. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Could you imagine telling that to your pregnant wife?
Well, I'll just be on the couch for the next 3 months, so thank you.
All right, it's cookie time again, as in Girl Scout cookies. Some background: individual troops began organizing cookie sales as early as 1917 to fund the troops' activities. First record of such a sale was by the Mistletoe Troop in Oklahoma in December of 1917. In 1922, Girl Scout magazine, The American Girl, suggested cookie sales as a fundraiser and provided recipes. 1933, Girl Scouts in Philadelphia organized the first official Girl Scout cookie sale, selling homemade cookies in the windows of local utility companies. First Girl Scout cookie recipe was a sugar cookie. In 1936, the national organization began licensing commercial bakers to produce them. All right. Pepsi is replacing Sierra Mist. What's this all about, Phillip?
I don't know.
Oh, well, tell us.
PepsiCo is replacing Sierra Mist with a new lemon lime soda. Starry?
Okay. Starry.
Caffeine free and available in regular and zero sugar varieties. Has higher citrus flavors and that are true to fruit and more aromatic, which delivers a more balanced, cleaner, crisp finish than Sierra Mist. According to Pepsi, Starry was developed in response to growing national demand for lemon lime soda and as a fresh attempt to compete with Sprite, the Coca-Cola Company owned brand that has long led the category. In 2021, Sprite raked in $6 billion in sales and carried 8.3% of the overall market. By comparison, Sierra Mist had less than 0.1% of market share,
which is nothing. Another way of saying nothing.
They need to figure out how to buy 7-Up.
Oh, man, a lot can happen while making a delivery for Amazon. A driver can be caught in traffic. They're expected to carry heavy items, or in the case of TikTok user Charles, they can even accidentally fall into their customer's septic tank. In a video, Charles says that he was walking past a hole on a customer's property when the ground collapsed below him, causing him to tumble into their septic tank. In the video, Charles shares that he is 6 feet down, and he tried using tree roots around him to get out, and they just pulled more dirt on top of him. Charles clarifies that he only began recording the videos after calling the proper authorities and attempting to get out of the hole himself. In his video, Charles says that his rabbit, the device Amazon uses to track deliveries, fell into the tank. He said, "I'm not digging for it, so the rabbit's gone, and hopefully they won't make me finish my route." Nobody's going to want that truck after you.
Okay.
Are you following along, Brandon?
Well, I'm amazed that somebody had a septic tank moat around their house.
That's how I catch people. All right. If you're are you along with us? Tell us about the airline psychic.
All right, an airline in Bolivia enlisted an interspecies communicator to track down a lost cat after a passenger pet went missing. It was Henry's pet, apparently. So.
He likes that one.
So this cat's been missing for over a week.
Huh. Aw. All right, and apparently, let's see, interspecies communicator is fancy way of saying animal psychic. Cat's been missing for over a week, and the animal psychic sense the cat named Tito is still alive somewhere. That's literally no help. And terror at the Airbnb, Phillip.
4 people were stabbed at a party at an Airbnb in North Carolina. The local sheriff said on Facebook that 4 people received medical treatment for multiple stab wounds. The violence broke out Monday just after 3 a.m. when deputies responded to the stabbing in Marshall. The group was vacationing together. Details about the occasion, whether anyone was under the influence, and the circumstance leading up to the violence were not immediately released.
Oh, man. That's scary. All right, here we go. Wrapping up the show with people even weirder than that.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing.
Be afraid.
You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
All right, here we go. We always start off odd news with a news attack where the first sentence is true, the second sentence a bad joke. Henry, would you like to start?
He's playing with the mouse right now. But
okay.
So good news, Russia has released a U.S. Navy veteran who had been detained for 9 months. He's kind of bummed, though, because he missed the Golden Globes by a day.
Oh, don't say it. Don't say it. It's not true. All right, Phillip. Yep.
Our scientists think the key to aging has something to do with how our DNA falls apart as we get older. And here I thought the key to aging was having all those birthdays.
So my DNA is falling apart? That's why I look like this? Huh.
I guess so.
Wow. Survey of 82% of women said that uncomfortable underwear ruins a good day. I have to agree. Whenever I wear uncomfortable women's underwear, I feel lousy.
Thanks, Scott.
You're welcome. You're picturing it, aren't you?
Yeah, thank you. The FFA says the air travel glitch, the one that shut down the entire country, was likely caused by a damaged database file, which is exactly why they need to go back to 3x5 index cards or, the 5-inch floppies.
Yes. Boot it back up.
Phillip.
Wednesday's air travel glitch caused the delay of more than 11,000 flights.
I never heard
makes
that.
It makes me sad to imagine all the gourmet airline food that they had to throw out.
Oh, yeah. I got told on my flight to Washington, because it's like 13 hours, right? A couple layovers there, but short ones. So it's a lot of flying, and I actually get 2 meals, and I went, oh, yuck. That's disgusting, too. All right. Joe Biden admitted Thursday that more classified documents were found inside his Delaware garage near his Corvette. And I think that's just crazy. Joe Biden still drives?
I'm just imagining these things in like a Christmas tote or something.
Surprise, surprise. All right, next one's for you, too.
Oh, boy. A study found... Yes, Henry?
Yes.
Yeah? All right. A study found that pregnancy physically changes a woman's brain. But I'm not going to be the one that tells her.
Yeah. I'll tell her, but I'm going to start it with Brandon said. All right.
Yeah, you do that, Scott. I'll be sleeping on your couch.
All right, Philip, last one's you.
According to a survey, 1/3 of young American adults have been arrested at least once. 2 words: spring break.
Ooh, wow. I've been arrested at least. That seems really, really high. On to the world of wacky but true. We don't add anything to these but a movie sound effect. All the idiocy is self-contained. First one up is a security guard at a grocery store in Norway noticed a woman in a motorized wheelchair putting several items into the bag and then driving past the registers. He told her to stop, but she powered her chair right through the glass door. Another store employee grabbed the chair's handles but could only hang on for about 100 feet or so. What'd she have, like 200 horsepower on her chair? Right. Police were able later to track her down at her apartment.
I got robbed by a sweet old lady on a motorized cart. I didn't even see it coming.
All right, Brandon, you want to try one or should we skip you?
Oh, Henry dropped down, so he's running around.
All right.
But yeah, so thieves apparently tried to steal a 10-ton statue, which isn't easy. But 3 would-be thieves in Egypt, they discovered it was hard. Authorities there said they arrested the trio who were trying to make off with a 10-foot statue of Pharaoh Ramses II, whose album I love. Police say that the thieves were caught in the act near the city of Aswan with shovels, picks, and a crane. Authorities say the men's phones had videos about excavations and statues, and all 3 have been detained.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
Disturbed our sleep, awakened us from our ancient slumber.
Oh, that was scary.
Scary, really scary.
Goodness, Scott.
Sorry. Philip.
After a man paid for an automated car wash in Colmar, Pennsylvania, he accidentally hit the gas too hard and blasted through the toll gate. Wow, people are having all sorts of problems.
They are.
He continued onward, uncontrolled, plunging into the wash tunnel, where his car hit some machinery and flipped onto its side. Employees hit the emergency stop on the machinery, but much of it was destroyed. The driver wasn't seriously injured, but it took about 90 minutes for the 77-year-old unnamed man to be rescued from his car, in part because his leg was stuck. Was he driving a Corvette?
That's exactly what I was thinking. This is Biden's Corvette, isn't it? Yeah. All right. 67-year-old woman in Belgium wanted to pick up a friend at a train station in Brussels, just 93 miles from her home. Oh, for the old guy in the car. Sorry, I forgot this.
Your powers are weak, old man.
All right. Let's 67-year-old woman in Belgium wanted to pick up a friend at a train station in Brussels, just 93 miles from her home. She turned on her GPS, which told her to drive south, taking her turn by turn all the way down to Croatia. Instead of a couple hours in the car, she spent a couple days. Woman said she drove as far as she did because she was distracted by all kinds of traffic signs, first in French, then in German, and finally in Croatian. But she says, I kept driving because I was distracted, and then I suddenly realized I wasn't in Belgium anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Yep. All right. Are you ready for one, Brandon?
Yes, a man was jailed for trying to smuggle himself into Hong Kong from mainland China in a suitcase. The man was arrested after he was carrying the bag. The man was arrested after the man carrying the bag was stopped as he tried to cross the border. The South China Morning Post reports Kamran from Pakistan was found curled up inside the case. Kamran was jailed for 18 months after admitting landing in Hong Kong without permission and breaching a deportation order. He had previously been deported and banned from Hong Kong for life for other offenses.
How do you get banned from a town for life?
I don't know.
I don't know. Ask our friend, Scott.
Let's ask our friend.
And everybody just look at me like I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. I don't know who my real father is.
Ah, that explains it. All right. Phillip. Yeah, good luck with that.
Nicole Ray Brown pleaded guilty to robbing a bank in Florida, but he had a good reason. He says he's a movie producer and robbed the bank to fund a movie he wanted to make. Brown was on probation after serving 19 years of a 25-year sentence for 3 previous bank robberies. He now faces up to 20 years in prison. Again.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. Wow.
I got my 2 hands up. I surrender. Come and lock me up here forever.
And our last one today, an airport in the Netherlands. Authorities found a package delivery van idling near the This is some poor writing today. A package delivery van idling near the entrance of the airport. Not an uncommon thing, since delivery people often leave their vans running there. But this one had been running for hours. A review of security cameras found the driver of the delivery van had checked in for a flight and left. The courier company was unaware of the driver's unscheduled vacation, but they dispatched someone to pick up their abandoned truck.
So he quit?
I think so. Let's check it out.
I don't like my job, and I don't think I'm going to go anymore.
Huh, but pretty sure it went down this way.
Let me suggest that you take a vacation from yourself. And I know, it sounds wild. It is the latest thing in travel. We call it the ego trip.
All right. Thanks so much for being here today. We'll be back on Tuesday. Me and my sister Val doing the morning show. Big thank you to Phillip Dutton. Brandon and Henry Hansen.
Sorry, I'm just watching him play with an electrical outlet right now.
Oh, that's fun. Give him a couple paper clips. All right. Let's see. This weekend, the only event that we really had up on the calendar from a nonprofit group, Woodlands Theater, having a show on Saturday night. This one is called Roots and Reflection. It's a music program. It starts at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, I actually should say. Wow. Time to go. And if you would like tickets to that, you can get them online at woodlands.org. Don't laugh at me, Phillip. All right. As we go, Phillip, coming into the weekend, so you were talking that it's snowing about halfway up, so you still got some good snow conditions. Do you have any count the last depth up at the scale? It's got to be huge this year.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. It is quite a bit. We've had I'm almost right there. Let's see, the snow depth at the base, which is right where the lodge is about 42 inches, and we got about 66 inches up top.
Okay. All right.
So,
that's
yeah.
a lot. All right.
Yes, sir.
Brandon, any wise closing words for us? No, sir. He's just shaking his head. I got a baby. All right. We should get you some maybe lessons.
Who has the baby brain now?
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. I have the baby brain.
All right. Have a great weekend. Keep on listening to Northern Lights Public Radio. We are KCHW 102.7. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I don't like my job, and I don't think I'm going to go anymore.
Everybody just look at me like I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. I don't know who my real father is.
I got robbed by a sweet old lady on a motorized cart.
Let me suggest that you take a vacation from yourself. And I know, it sounds wild. It is the latest thing in travel. We call it the ego trip.
You're listening to North